Ethan had never been the kind of man who dreamed big. In truth, he was too busy surviving to dream at all. Every morning he woke up late, rushed through his routine, opened his small bicycle repair shop, and returned home exhausted by nightfall. His tiny shop sat in an old corner of the city, its walls covered with rusty chains, broken frames, punctured tires, and worn-out tools. The only new thing in that dusty shop was Ethan's hope, sometimes shining, sometimes fading away. One cold morning, Ethan was sitting on the wooden stool near the shop's entrance. He opened a small metal box and began counting the coins inside. $15, that was all. After so much hard work, such a small amount made disappointment settle over his face. He looked around at the rusty parts lying everywhere. They were just like his life, old, tired, and going nowhere. He whispered, "Why do I work so hard and still stay stuck?" Just then, the shop door opened and a man walked in. Clean jacket, neatly tied scarf, and a shining electric bike in hand. Even under the dim shop lights, the bike gleamed brightly. It was Liam Chen, one of the city's well-known businessmen. Liam smiled politely. "Can you check the brakes? Something feels off." Ethan examined the bike closely. He had never handled anything so modern before, but no matter how poor he was, his hands were skilled. With careful precision, he aligned the brakes and returned the bike. Liam tested it and nodded with admiration. "You're talented. Ever thought of pushing yourself further?" Ethan gave a tired smile. "I work hard every day, but nothing changes. Maybe luck just isn't on my side." Liam replied softly, "Maybe the problem isn't luck, but habits. Small, consistent steps create the biggest changes. Discipline builds power over time." The words struck Ethan deeply. Liam left soon after, and the shop returned to its usual silence, but his words did not leave Ethan's mind. That night, Ethan lay awake for hours. Small, consistent steps power built over time. The next morning, he made a small but significant decision. He woke up 30 minutes earlier. At first it felt pointless. What difference can 30 minutes make? He wondered, but he reminded himself, the beginning must be small, the consistency must be big. He brewed coffee, sat near the window, opened his worn notebook, and wrote a single word. Bike design. It was something he had always wanted to learn, but never had time. The first few days were hard. His body resisted. His mind wandered, he forgot, he slipped, he struggled. More than once he thought, maybe this isn't for me. But then he remembered his old mentor, Mr. Arjun Patel, who always said, "Discipline builds power over time." The sentence became his anchor. Slowly he started again. 30 minutes became 1 hour. 1 hour became 2. Day by day, Ethan began to change. His skills sharpened, his thinking matured, and most importantly, his self-confidence grew. Within weeks, customers began noticing the improvement. Old customers said, "Ethan, your work has become so clean and precise." The shop that once waited for customers now had a steady flow. One afternoon, a complex, high-tech bike came in. Ethan worked on it with patience and mastery. Halfway through, he realized something. He wasn't just fixing bikes anymore, he was improving himself. His life no longer felt like a burden. He was no longer chasing results, he was creating them. As months passed, Ethan's little shop became a gathering place for bike enthusiasts. People from nearby towns came not just for repairs, but to watch him work. Despite the rising success, Ethan never abandoned his morning routine. He still woke up early, he still wrote new ideas, he still learned something every day. This was no longer a habit, it had become a part of his identity. One evening, after many months, Mr. Arjun Patel came to visit. He looked around the shop, the organized tools, the modern parts, the crowd of customers. Then he looked at Ethan with proud eyes. "This changed. It's not just in the shop, it's in you." Ethan smiled gently. "It was nothing special, just small daily habits, that's all." Mr. Patel nodded. "Power lies in the choices we make every day, not the big dreams we chase once in a while." That night, Ethan sat by his window, looking out at the quiet street. The gentle silence of the city felt peaceful. He realized a simple truth: life doesn't change in a day, but one small habit, repeated daily, has the power to change everything. Tomorrow, he would wake up early again. Tomorrow, he would take another step. Tomorrow, he would grow a little more. His life was slowly transforming, not through magic, but through discipline, patience, and small habits that built unstoppable power. The morning air was cool and crisp outside Ethan's shop. He no longer woke up just 30 minutes early, now it was 90. His habits had become a part of who he was. Each morning he sat by the window, opened his notebook, and wrote down the skills he wanted to learn that day. Today it was advanced electric motor systems. As his skills grew, so did the crowd outside his shop. But with success came challenges he had never faced before. One day, 2 customers came at once, both demanding quick repairs. A long line formed outside. For the first time, Ethan felt overwhelmed. "How am I supposed to handle all this?" he muttered anxiously. Just then, the door opened, and Liam Chen walked in, the man whose single sentence had changed Ethan's life. Liam looked at the crowd and said, "Your shop has become too small, Ethan. Ever thought of expanding?" Ethan hesitated. He wanted to say yes, but fear held him back. "I've thought about it, but I'm scared. More responsibility, more costs. What if I fail?" Liam smiled gently. "Discipline brought you this far. To go further, you only need one more thing: confidence, and you already have it." Ethan felt the words, but didn't respond. Taking a big step is never easy. Challenge #1. The big decision for weeks. Ethan struggled with the idea. He was happy with the growth, but terrified of the risks. Finally, he visited his mentor, Mr. Arjun Patel. "Sir, I think I can expand my shop, but I'm afraid. What if I lose everything?" Mr. Patel looked him straight in the eyes. "Ethan, fear is natural, but some people advance despite fear. Those who only walk on safe paths never reach anywhere special. You've already come far. Now go further." The words lit a flame inside him. A few days later, Ethan found a large, well-lit shop in the city's main market. Clean, spacious, modern. He stood there for a long moment and whispered, "This is the step I need to take." A new beginning. 2 weeks later, Ethan opened the doors of his new shop. Ethan's cycle studio customers were surprised, excited, proud. People who once underestimated him now admired his courage. He bought new tools, advanced machines, and started offering design, upgrades, and custom systems. His work wasn't just good, it was exceptional. Challenge #2. Failure hits hard. Then one day, a professional sports rider, Derek Manson, arrived with a high-end racing bike. "This bike runs tomorrow in the city race," Derek said sharply. "It must be perfect. No mistakes." Ethan nodded and took the responsibility. That night, he worked late into the evening, dismantling and rebuilding the sensitive system, but by accident, he installed a small but crucial part incorrectly. The next morning, the bike didn't start. Derek exploded with anger. "I made a mistake trusting this place. You ruined my race." People talked. Whispers spread. Ethan's heart sank. That evening, he went home completely broken. He buried his face in his hands. After so much hard work, if one mistake can destroy everything, then what's the point? He even considered giving up the new shop. But then the same words returned suddenly. He remembered Mr. Patel's voice. "Power is in daily choices, not in one mistake." And Liam's reminder, "Consistency, not perfection, creates strength." Ethan wiped his tears. He took the bike back, dismantled it again, and worked the entire night without rest. By morning, he had rebuilt the system better than before, stronger, smoother, faster. When Derek returned, he was shocked. "This is far better than it originally was." Ethan replied softly, "Everyone makes mistakes, but successful people don't let mistakes become their final chapter." Derek shook his hand and left with respect. For the first time, Ethan understood. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Rising higher, months passed. Ethan's cycle studio became a technological hub. Young bikers came to learn from him. Influencers filmed him at work. People admired his calm, disciplined, steady growth. Yet Ethan remained the same, waking up early, opening his notebook, learning something new every day. Someone once asked him, "Why do you still follow the same routine after all this success?" He smiled. "Success is not a destination. It is a journey. If I stop, everything stops. The final visit one day, Mr. Arjun Patel came again. He looked around the shop with pride, the advanced tools, the busy workshop, the line of customers, the confident Ethan. Then he said, "Ethan, you are no longer just changing your life. You are inspiring others to change theirs." Ethan replied with humility, Sir, I just took small steps. If I had waited for big dreams, I would still be in that old dusty shop. Mister. Patel smiled. True power hides in small steps. An inner strength that night, Ethan sat outside the shop under the moonlight. The cool breeze touched his face. The streets were calm. He whispered to himself, to change your life, you don't need big opportunities. Just one small action, repeated daily, is enough. Tomorrow he would wake up early again. Tomorrow he would learn something new again. Tomorrow he would improve again. Because now he knew the real truth. Small habits build unstoppable power. And that truth had changed his life forever.